Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're tackling something almost everyone thinks about, especially around the new year. That big resolution, this year, I'm really gonna make more friends.
It's such a common goal, isn't it? Comes from a really genuine place, that need for connection. We see it pop up constantly.
But here's the kicker, the stat that just jumps out from the research we looked at. Apparently, something like 92% of people, they give up on that friendship goal by February.
92%. It's huge.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting isn't that people stop wanting friends. It's that the way they go about it, it's fundamentally flawed.
Right, they're focusing on the big, vague goal, more friends, instead of what actually works.
Exactly, which is building friendship systems. That's what we want to explore today. Moving past the wishful thinking into, well, practical steps.
Okay, so goals versus systems. Unpack that a bit.
Sure. So a goal is the outcome, right? I want a busy social life. A system, though, that's about the process.
Yeah.
The small, everyday actions, the habits you build that almost without you noticing lead you to that outcome.
That feels less pressure somehow, because that vague goal, make more friends, it just hangs over you. What does it even mean? Text more, go out more.
It often just turns into guilt, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because there's no clear path. But we saw this pattern in the research, especially looking at people moving to new places, like the Charlotte Newcomers study.
Ah, right. The ones who actually succeeded in building social circles.
Yeah. Their success wasn't about being super charismatic or just getting lucky. It was about the consistent little things they did. They built systems, often without even calling them that, systems for repeat interaction.
Okay, so if we want to build a system, we first need to know what kind of resolution maker we are naturally.
Right.
The research called it the friendship resolution style.
Precisely. You need a system that fits you, otherwise you'll just become part of that 92% statistic. So let's break down these four main types we found.
All right. First up, the quantity seeker. This is the person whose goal sounds like, I'm going to meet 50 new people this year.
Yeah.
All about volume.
High energy networker mindset. But, the reality check here comes from cognitive science. You know Dunbar's number. Humans can realistically only maintain about 150 meaningful connections.
So trying to just rack up numbers.
It leads to really shallow connections and burnout. It's that classic networking trap we saw mentioned. You're just collecting contacts, not building friendships.
Okay, so how do you turn that energy into a system? You don't want to kill their enthusiasm, but 50 random intros, isn't it?
The system flips it. Instead of 50 different events, you pick, say, 2 or 3 places you genuinely like going to anyway. Specific class, a volunteer thing, whatever.
Become a regular.
Exactly. And the system's target isn't introductions. It's maybe aiming for 3 real conversations a month within those regular activities.
Define real conversation, because just asking, what do you do, probably doesn't cut it.
No, definitely not. The sources were clear. It's about getting past the surface stuff, finding a shared value, maybe a bit of personal history, a real opinion on something that matters, not just exchanging info. That's where the connection actually starts.
Got it. So moving from quantity, what about the other extreme? The quality perfectionist. Their goal is I need to find my best friend, or I only want deep, meaningful connections.
Yeah, and the trap here is that expectation of instant depth puts enormous pressure on people you just meet. The research consistently shows most real friendships take 6 to 12 months of regular contact to get truly deep.
6 to 12 months. Wow. So going in expecting a soulmate connection on the first coffee date is...
basically an interview, like you said earlier. And it can scare people off. You seem too intense, too needy, maybe.
So what's the system for the perfectionist? How do they build towards depth without demanding it up front?
The system is about practicing being a good casual friend first. Focus on low-pressure consistency.
Okay, casual friend. What does that look like?
It means simple follow-ups. A text about something you talked about, suggesting grabbing coffee before the next meeting of your shared activity, not some huge, intense hangout. It's about consistency over intensity, especially early on. Think slow burn, not explosion.
Makes sense. All right, next type. The social butterfly wannabe. This is the person saying, I'm going to say yes to everything, or I just need to be more outgoing. Maybe they feel they've been too introverted.
Yeah, trying to force a persona. The reality check, it's exhausting. If you're naturally lower energy, but tending to be on all the time will drain you fast. Plus, you end up attracting people who expect that high energy level.
Yeah.
People you might not actually vibe with long term.
That's the all or nothing trap, right? Go super hard for 2 weeks, then crash and hide for a month.
Exactly that. So the system for the wannabe isn't about forcing extroversion. It's about sustainability.
Oh.
Choose activities that match your actual energy. If you're introverted, maybe it's one group thing a week, and crucially, plan recovery time afterwards. Mandate it. Like, okay, after the book club, I get an hour of quiet time.
So it's about managing energy, not just maximizing activity, and maybe finding people who like a similar pace.
Yes, exactly. Look for environments and people that match your natural rhythm.
Okay, last one. And this feels as maybe the most common, the waiting to be found friend. Their resolution is just, I need to put myself out there more. Super vague.
Oh, yeah. This is hope masquerading as a strategy. The sources basically called it that. They might go to one event, maybe two, feel like they tried, and then wait.
And when nothing happens, they think, well, guess it's not meant to be, or this city is unfriendly.
Right. It lacks any real plan.
Yeah.
So the system for them is about choosing one specific place or activity, a coffee shop, a gym class, a volunteer group, and committing to becoming a regular, a known face.
So again, consistency, repeat interactions.
Yes, you have to build familiarity. That's the soil friendship grows in.
Yeah.
And shift the focus. Stop trying so hard to be interesting. Instead, focus on being genuinely interested in others. Ask questions. Be helpful. It takes the pressure off performing.
Okay, these types are really helpful for diagnosis. But knowing your type isn't enough. You need the actual how-to. The sources laid out a pretty practical 30-day plan to build that system foundation.
Yeah, let's walk through that 4-week structure, because this is how you translate the idea into actual behavior.
Right. So week 1, choose your venues. This is the research phase. Find maybe 3 local things, clubs, groups, classes that you're genuinely interested in, not stuff you feel you should do.
Authenticity matters here. And look up when they meet regularly. The sources also suggested maybe joining an online group, like a Discord, related to the activity. Gives you another touch point.
Okay, week 2.
Show up consistently. This is the crucial step where most people drop off. You absolutely must go back for the second time. If you only go once, you're basically confirming you're the waiting to be found type.
And the specific action for week 2?
Try to remember and use one person's name from the week before, and stay for the whole thing. Don't duck out early. Be present. Let people start to recognize you.
Then week 3. Create follow-up opportunities. This is where you bridge from just seeing people to connecting.
Exactly. Suggest something simple. Low stakes. Hey, grabbing coffee before next week's meeting? Want to join? Share one small, non-critical personal detail helps people remember you. And try to swap contact info with at least one person you had a decent chat with.
Simple, small steps. Okay, week 4.
Build the habit and expand. Keep going consistently. But now, you start weaving connections. Introduce 2 people you've met to each other. This little act makes you a connector, not just an attendee. It builds social capital.
And then you plan for the next month, solidifying the habit.
Right. You've laid the foundation. Now you just keep showing up and building those connections gently.
That structure really helps avoid that event hopper trap, just bouncing from random event to random event, hoping lightning strikes.
Totally. That rarely works. You need fertile ground. Picking 2-3 regular spots is creating that fertile ground. You become part of the furniture, in a good way. Friendship needs predictability.
And it's not just about what you do, but where. The sources talked about leveraging your environment, using the Charlotte example. We can apply that anywhere.
Absolutely. Think about your own city or town. What are its unique features? In Charlotte, they mentioned the transplant bond. So many people were new. That shared experience is an instant icebreaker. What's the shared experience where you live? A big local employer. Crazy weather everyone complains about.
Find that common ground. They also mentioned neighborhood communities, just being visible locally.
Yeah, the power of the local coffee shop, the dog park, the library. Places you naturally bump into the same people repeatedly without even trying. Find your local anchors.
And the Southern pace idea of finding places where conversation isn't rushed.
Right. If you live in a super fast-paced city, your system needs to intentionally include slower environments. Maybe it's a park bench you always sit on, or a quiet reading room. Find places where connection can actually happen at a human speed.
So bringing it all together, the big takeaway seems to be, forget the grand, sweeping friendship resolutions. Success this year isn't about the size of the goal.
It's about the consistency of the system. Small, repeatable actions that you can actually sustain. That's far more powerful than a burst of effort that fizzles out by February. Sustainability trumps intensity.
Okay, final thought then. If we accept that putting yourself out there is just hope without a plan.
Then the question for you, listening right now, is this. Based on your natural style, quantity, quality, wannabe, or merding, waiting what is the one single smallest, most repeatable action you can commit to starting this week?
Just one thing.
One thing that starts turning that vague hope into an actual working system. To find that first tiny step, that's where the real change begins.